Hi, my name is Kristin Selby Gonzalez, and I am going to be doing a lecture today called A Road to Progress and Recovery. These are part of a 5-series module that we've done, all for autism spectrum disorders. Different things that you can do to help your child today. And when I say child, I want to make sure if you haven't watched the other modules, I'm basically saying, I'm using the word child, but really it doesn't matter if you're 2, 22, 52, you're someone's child. And so hopefully these will help you with your children to basically know about the different options. Obviously, it's not a one-size-fits-all. We've talked about that in the other modules. But again, just wanted to give you options to look into. Module 5 is basically a summary of all the different lectures that we did through Module 1 through 4. If you want to get more depth, into each module, definitely watch those modules. Again, this is just a summary of those modules all put together. Before I get started, I want to kind of give you an idea of who I am. If you have not watched the other modules, I am a mother of a little boy named Jackson who was diagnosed at 2 years, 4 months with autism. He was diagnosed at that time, and we were told he was severely autistic, and he would never look, and he would never talk. He would never have any friends, they told us, and really just gave us no hope. Well, thankfully, they were not right, and thankfully, we did not listen, because today he is looking, he is talking, he is getting friends for the first time, and he is 10 years old, so this has definitely been a journey for us, but we will never give up. I mean, he is potty trained, he's riding a bike, he's reading, he's learning to write. So again, the sky is the limit for many of our children, I believe all of our children, and so I just believe that we just can't give up. I will never give up on my son, and I will continue to learn as much as I can about autism and of all the different options that are out there. So that's why I'm so passionate, and that's why I want to basically help you guys along your road and your journey, and kind of just give you I call it the cliff notes almost of some of the different options that are out there. If they make sense for you, great, look into them, and hopefully, one, if not many, can help you on this, like I said, journey with our children. Okay, one of the things we talked about in Module 1 was defining the different diets: gluten-free, casein-free, specific carbohydrate diet, the body ecology diet. Basically, the gluten-free, casein-free diet is what we like to think of as the foundation diet. This is the diet that many of us will start with. What is gluten? Gluten is a protein found in wheat and other grains, things like oat, barley, and rye. What is casein? Casein is a protein found in dairy and dairy-like products, things like butter, cheese, and milk. So again, this is something that we might just start with, right? Then you can always move on to other diets, and if one diet doesn't work, it doesn't mean diets don't work. It just means that you haven't found the right one yet. Another diet out there is called the specific carbohydrate diet. You can go to pecanbread.com for more information on that. But again, we like to still look at the foundation. So even if I were to do that diet, I would still do the foundation of no gluten and no casein. However, with this particular diet, they really take out a lot of the carbs, and they replace that with things like nut flours, and they do like different nut breads and that kind of thing. They take out the potato, corn, and rice, and there's other things that are on that diet. I would highly recommend, though, when you're looking at that diet, to start on the pre-stage of that diet, then go to stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because that's really how that diet was designed. Again, that diet was designed for originally specifically celiac disease, and then we later everybody found a connection. The people that developed that diet, well, Elaine Gottschall actually developed that diet, or redeveloped that diet, I should say, and then later they found that there was an autism connection. And so a great diet to look into, especially if you're not seeing much success with the gluten-free, casein-free diet. Just another thing to look at. Now, just please remember, in Module 1, I really go more into depth with these diets. I just want to kind of give you a brief summary. Body Ecology diet, another great diet. Donna Gates founded that diet, and if you go to her website, bodyecologydiet.com, really she does a lot of food combinations of a starch and a non-starch. she classifies starches and non-starches in a particular way. She also does fermented food and cultured veggies, young coconut kefirs, and these are what we like to think of as prebiotics, really just great for the microflora in your gut and your system. Definitely look into that diet as well, if especially many of us are looking into, when we hear about fermented foods, to add fermented foods. She has great recipes for cultured veggies, and just a really great plan and lifestyle, really, is what I like to think of that. One thing to think about when we're thinking about different diets is really food is either medicine or poison to our children. When we're looking at the word diet, a lot of times we think of, we're going on a diet, we want to lose weight. That's not what these diets are developed for. These diets are a lifestyle. And what that means is a lot of our kiddos are extremely sensitive, or they perhaps have insensitivities or intolerances, or even perhaps allergies. And we do not want to overlook that. It is crucial for us to really educate ourselves on diets, and it is crucial for us to really take it seriously, because this is the foundation for our children, I truly believe, to get better. One thing we can do, doesn't cost anything, is becoming a diet detective. What that means is what we put in our bodies has a direct effect on how we act, feel, and behave. If you've watched the other modules, you've heard me say this in other talks. Create a food journal and a diary. Write down everything your child eats. Write down then their behavior and any sensitivities you may see. Signs of things like red cheeks, dark circles, red ears, constipation, diarrhea, hyperactivity. Do they become lethargic, moody, aggressive? Food particles in their stools, sleeping issues, sensory issues, and really the list goes on and on. We also talked about, we answered previously in Module 1 the question of, I tried the diet and it didn't work. Where do we go from here? Well, really ask yourself, did you have any infractions in the diet? Again, this is not a diet plan where you're on 5 days and off 2 days. It's not like you have a special day where you just allow your child to eat whatever they want. It's really no infractions. And I would say no infractions for a minimum, and I say minimum, of 90 days, potentially up to 6 months, to really see if you are seeing results, and if you perhaps then maybe need to change if you're not, right? One thing you can do is we really want to add enzymes to our diet. I don't believe that you can do these specialized diets without having enzymes, because you really need to have that food be able to be broken up and to be able to digest properly, because without enzyme activity in the body, foods cannot be properly absorbed into our body and brain. So it's super important, because we're trying to get those nutrients and vitamins, and knowing about enzymes is another piece to that puzzle. We do talk about that, like I said, in Module 1 in much more depth. Please, please, please go back and watch that. We talk about supplemental enzymes such as Digest Spectrum by Enzymatica, great enzyme to look into that was developed specifically with food sensitivity in mind. So definitely look at Module 1 for more information on that. Another thing we can do is we can rotate things like potato and rice. So perhaps we're doing the gluten-free, casein-free diet, but maybe we rotate those potatoes and rice so we're not always giving the same foods. Maybe we eliminate corn, soy, and sugar. We perhaps may go on to the SCD diet, which again, foundation, gluten-free, casein-free, we always look at and we recommend. But we then have to take out things like corn. We have to take out things like rice and potato. And really just, stay in that produce section and the meat section. I truly believe that that is the healthiest, for the most part, sections for us to be in anyways. And if you think about it, that really is a gluten-free, casein-free section to begin with. So it's not really that scary when you think of it in those terms. What's harder for many of us is we have to think of prepackaged foods may not always be the best thing for our kiddos. Those are really, I think, supposed to be a special treat, just like they were when we were growing up. Going through fast food, lines might not be an option. However, how good is that for our kids anyways? Um, Another thing is you might think about adding fermented foods. Definitely look at the recipes from Body Ecology Diet. Great site there with free webinars that you can watch, or YouTubes that you can watch, and definitely look into that. I've already said it doesn't mean a diet doesn't work if if it just means you haven't found a right diet that might work for you if you're not seeing the results that you're hoping for.